The Justice League is finally back on the big screen, but this time we shine a light on their animal companions. You could say these heroes are having a rough time. I'm sorry, please keep watching. Welcome DC fans, thank you so much for clicking on this video. DC League of Super Pets finds Krypto the Superdog having to convince a ragtag shelter pack to master their newly found powers in order to help Krypto save Superman and the rest of the Justice League after they are kidnapped. But before I dive into my thoughts on Super Pets, I need you in the comments below to start the conversation if you're excited for this film and what is your favorite Super Pet. Big shout out also to Warner Bros. UK for having me over at their early screening so I could provide this review. Animals, live action, animated, doesn't matter. I love them. I love animals more than people, and this film delivers a ton of cute, charming moments with just pets being pets. Plus, you're mixing animals with superheroes, making these animals superheroes. It's a recipe for a success as far as I'm concerned, because it's combining two things that I love in such an outlandish, silly way that it is to be mined for its comedic gold. And the film feels pretty safe on laughs, honestly. I think this is a fun enough, competent enough. It has its cute moments here and there with Krypto just wanting to be a dog with his best friend Superman. You have these animals on a shelter before they gain their powers who feel lonely, feel abandoned. One of them has even this supposedly tragic backstory, which you can probably guess which one it is by knowing the background on these characters. There's enough there on paper that should be compelling when it comes to the comedy, even when it comes to the drama. I appreciate the thematic through line of every pet deserving a home. Plus, you got an endlessly talented cast with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Kevin Hart, Vanessa Bayer, Kate McKinnon, Natasha Lyonne, Diego Luna. You got John Krasinski as Superman, Keanu Reeves as Batman, and so many other people. But Super Pets is here to just cater to the youngest possible demographic. Kids, I don't know, 2 to 6, maybe 8. That's the target audience, and the film feels very safe in that way. Before I keep going, however, if you're enjoying this review, if you love movies and TV, this is the place to be, so click that subscribe button and you won't miss any future conversation on your favorite movies and TV. Back to the review. These are all super talented actors that I enjoy seeing in a lot of things. I know people always get tired of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Kevin Hart constantly playing themselves in movies, but in here, I got to agree. I feel like this is very much some of their recycled material that honestly really fits in an animated film. A silly animated movie about superpowered animals becoming superheroes. But because it's so much of what we've seen before, it kind of loses its momentum and the potential that it could serve in a film like this. Super Pets is certainly not the worst animated film of the year. It certainly isn't the worst looking animated film of the year, but it's just so forgettable. I'm right now having a hard time remembering some key points when I just watched it yesterday. The way the film plays out just feels literally like the safest possible version for a story like this to play out. The action scenes are not all that exciting or creative. There are some creative ideas on display, but those creative ideas are not fully mined in the execution. I also found a lot of the moments in this film rather lame and illogical, even within the rules set up in this universe, and the character writing is very inconsistent. I'm just not a big fan of how they wrote Krypto in this film in order for him to have a conflict. A ton of things in this film for them to fall into place, for the story to progress, just feel very convoluted and contrived. It feels very much like the film is forcing its way to have this story happen. And again, it happens in such a safe manner, so it feels very light and ultimately very inconsequential. And I might be coming off a little bit harsher than I intend to, because this is a very watchable film. It's very passable. It looks great. The animation is not at fault here whatsoever. And there is some poking fun at superhero tropes that I enjoy as a fan of the superhero genre. Most of those moments come in the form of Keanu Reeves voicing Batman, who has some scene-stealing moments that I chuckled here and there. There are some jokes in this film that, no matter how lazy they are, they got me. The film didn't deserve them, but it got me. But then you also have moments like Superman fighting a guinea pig and losing. And I don't know, the film just didn't do a good job enough to making me buy into the way this world works for that to happen, as well as a ton of other moments. All that said, there are 2 post-credit scenes in this film, 1 mid-credits, 1 post-credits. The first one, it's fine, it's fun enough, it's a proper, usual sequel-baiting scene. The final one may be too inside baseball for some, but it's the biggest laugh this film got out of me. It's one of the moments where I went like, that's smart. That's clever. Congratulations, film. You did it. And so when your film is so perfectly average that the most memorable moment is the post-credit scene where it looks the best in terms of animation, it's clever to wink at the audience in a lot of different ways all at once, and it's the moment that most mines the comedic potential of such a joyously silly premise, that's not a very good result, unfortunately. There is joy in DC Super Pets' inherent silliness, makes it ripe for comedic potential. But even as a sucker for animals and a scene-stealing Keanu Reeves Batman, it's safe, it's tame on the laughs, and just overall harmless fluff. It's passable and competent at best, really only made for the youngest of crowds. I'm giving DC League of Super Pets a C-. And that's my review of DC League of Super Pets. I cannot wait to see what you thought of it. I hope it works better for you, so let me know if it does in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. I'll be back very soon with reviews for Prey, Bodies, and so much more. I hope to see you there. And big thank you to my channel members for always supporting the channel. Until the next one, love each other and love the movies.